Right, big breaking news coming in and massive development in the Sunanda Pushkar case. Now, we're telling you first on Republic that the Delhi police is currently at the Patiala House Court. A big day in the Sunanda Pushkar case. Now, we can tell you that the Delhi police is likely to file a charge sheet. That's the latest and the big development in the Sunanda Pushkar case. Nalini is joining us on the phone line. Nalini, over to you for all the latest updates. Big day in the Sunanda murder case.
A massive development coming in from the Patiala House Court right now. The Delhi police, along with Manishi Chandra himself, are standing inside courtroom number 23, which is Dharmendra Pradhan's court right now, awaiting to file the charge sheet in the Sunanda Pushkar murder case. There's an absolutely new twist to the case that's coming. It's of course going to open the room to actually conduct trial in this case, which is a massive win not only for Subramaniam Swamy but also for Republic TV, that has been from the beginning asking for some action to be taken in this particular case. And after a lot of dilly-dallying, the Delhi police is finally here, and they arrived in the courtroom holding a trunk of documents. That is the amount of evidence or documents that the Delhi police has collected over the course of this investigation that has lasted over 4 years. And now finally Manishi Chandra himself are now in the Patiala House Court. They are in Dharmendra Singh's court right now. And what they've told us clearly is that the Delhi police is going ahead filing a charge sheet in the Sunanda Pushkar case. Of course, it becomes extremly pertinent to see under exactly what charges and what accused against whom are these charge sheets going to be filed. But of course, it's going to be a big blow to anybody who's named in the charge sheet, especially considering what provisions of the Indian Penal Code in the Sunanda Pushkar murder case are actually relied on.
Right. Nalini, we're gathering more inputs about this big development in the Sunanda Pushkar case. We're also hearing from our reporters on ground that the Delhi police is there with a large, a large stack of documents. We can also tell our viewers at this point of time that Manishi Chandra, the additional DCP, is also present at this point of time in the Patiala House Court. Big day. Nalini, what are the other updates that you can get to our viewers at this point of time? We can tell them that this is a big development in the Sunanda case 4 years after Sunanda's death, probably. Yes, there are some charges that we're getting to know that have been filed. Now, charges have been filed under Section 306 and Section 498A of the IPC. Nalini, if you could get us more of these details.
Absolutely, Akshita. Now, these are the details that are coming in straight from the Patiala House Court right now. Like you correctly pointed out, Manishi Chandra, additional DCP, is there, and they are right now in the process of filing a charge sheet. Of course, it's extremely damning against whom these charges are
Nalini,
filed.
can you confirm to us, Nalini, can you confirm to us at this point of time that a charge of abetment to suicide has been filed at this point of time? If you could confirm to us.
Absolutely, Akshita. What we're getting to know right now from the Patiala House Court is that charges are being filed under Section 306 as well as 498. This is 306 is, of course, regarding abetment to suicide in the entire Sunanda Pushkar murder case, and 498E is regarding any amount of dowry that might have been received in this case. So what we are getting to understand is that it is likely that, in fact, these charges are being filed against Sunanda Pushkar's then husband, Shashi Tharoor, right now. That's what we're picking up. Of course, it is a massive blow coming in for him because the Delhi police has been dealing this entire investigation, and there's been a lot of watch up in this case. But finally, after almost 4.5 years, we have the charge sheet in the Patiala House Court right now. And it's not a small charge sheet. It's a very detailed charge sheet filed on various charges of the Indian Penal Code. So, of course, massive blow coming in for him right now. Massive development in the entire Sunanda Pushkar murder case. We'll have to wait and see exactly what it is that the Delhi police actually tells the Patiala House Court right now. The judge could be hearing this case. But one thing we can say for certain is as soon as this charge sheet is filed, the process of the beginning of the trial is going to be set into motion. There is a special public prosecutor that is going to be appointed to actually argue this case. So we can expect the trial in the Sunanda Pushkar murder case to begin as soon as possible.
Huge development in the Sunanda Pushkar murder case. 372 days after Republic TV's Sunanda tapes expose, a charge sheet currently being filed. We can tell our viewers, confirm to our viewers that 2 serious charges have been filed at this point of time by the Delhi police. Nalini and Atul are joining us at this point of time. Nalini is getting us all the details from the Patiala House Court. Nalini, what more are you gathering? Right, those are the pictures that we're getting to you from the Patiala House Court. There you can see Delhi police officials carrying in a huge pile of papers in a trunk. Those were the visuals that we were getting to you. We'll show you those visuals once again. But at this point of time, Nalini is joining us on the phone line. Nalini, once again, if you could tell our viewers about these serious charges that have been filed in the Delhi police's charge sheet in the Sunanda Pushkar case 4 years after her death.
Absolutely, Akshita. The latest details we are getting in right now is that the charge sheet is running into over 200 pages, which means that it's a massively detailed charge sheet, and we have to see exactly what all charges they've relied on. But for now, we do know that Section 306 as well as 498A are the sections that the Delhi police in this particular case have relied on and actually framing the charges. And of course, it's going to be extremely interesting to see that there's a charge sheet running into over 200 pages, I beg your pardon. So, of course, it's very detailed. The kind of evidence that the Delhi police has collected of this, especially after the same Patiala House Court had in fact ordered for that room in which Sunanda Pushkar had died to be reopened again, so that the Delhi police could actually go ahead and collect all of the evidence for one last time before they actually unseal that room. So there has been a last lap of investigation that the Delhi police has done in the recent past, and now that investigation seems to have been completed because they are in the massive of actually going ahead and filing a charge sheet in this case. So it's a big win. It's a big win coming in for Subramaniam Swamy, who has been religiously fighting this particular case, not only the Delhi High Court but also in the Supreme Court right now. And what we are picking up is that abetment to suicide charges under 306 as well as 498A are both being relied on by the Delhi police for now.
Right. Nalini, stay with us on the phone line. Get us all those updates that you're gathering from the court there. But yes, once again, telling our viewers, those are the pictures that you're seeing there on your screens. Those are the Delhi police officials. And yes, that trunk that you see there, we're getting to know at this point of time that over 200-page charge sheet filed, Delhi police officials moving inside the court with those papers, and that is the 200-page charge sheet that has been filed in the Sunanda Pushkar case 4 years after her death. Big development 372 days after Republic TV Sunanda tapes expose. A big win, like our reporters have been telling us, big win for Dr. Swamy, who's been closely following this case, who's been pursuing this case. Once again, telling our viewers about the charges that we can tell you have been filed for now. Section 498A and charges of abetment to suicide also have been filed. Top officials of the Delhi police currently inside the court. Nalini and all our team of reporters tracking this big story closely. Nalini, what more are you gathering as the Delhi police is filing its charge sheet? We also have Aditya joining us live. Aditya, currently, big development in the Sunanda Pushkar case 4 years after her death. A charge sheet has been filed and 2 serious charges being filed as of now. We know that charges of abetment to suicide have been filed in the Delhi police's charge sheet.
Absolutely, Sagarika. It's a big development coming in. Not many had expected that this would happen. There have been several twists and turns and delays in this case. But finally, the Delhi police filing its charge sheet in the Sunanda Pushkar mysterious death case, in which, already we have seen, several developments. But Section 306 and 498A have been pressed. It's important to mention that Section 306 is abetment to suicide.
Right.
So certainly, the news is tightening around Shashi Tharoor, the senior minister at that particular time.
Charge sheet under Section 306. Sir, we know that you have
all the clarifications from PRO, please.
Sir, but certainly you were also part of the SIT. Has the charge sheet been filed under Section 306?
Thank you so much. Kindly contact the PRO, please.
Sir, has the charge sheet been filed under Section 306 which you have told in the court?
Kindly contact the PRO.
Certainly. Heard from Manish Chandra.
So that was Manish Chandra himself giving details of the charge sheet file. He's clearly saying right now that in fact you should contact the Delhi Police PRO for an official statement. But those were the first visuals of Manish Chandra leaving from the court right now after the massive development in the Sunanda Pushkar murder case, where the Delhi police officials have now in fact reached here and filed a charge sheet in the Sunanda Pushkar murder case, not only under Section 306, which is abetment to suicide, but also Section 498A.
police officials. We have Prema Sridevi, Republic TV's investigations editor. Prema, 372 days after your expose, after Sunanda tapes, a charge sheet being filed in the Sunanda Pushkar murder case and charges of abetment to suicide filed in the Delhi police's charge sheet. Big development. You've tracked this case very closely, Prema.
Well, Sagarika, absolutely, this is extremely significant in the Sunanda Pushkar case. After 4 years, finally, the Delhi police have gone to the court, to the Patiala House Court, and they have filed the charge sheet. The Delhi police had informed the Supreme Court earlier in 2 affidavits that they will file the charge sheet very soon, and they had said that within 7 days they are going to file the final report. And after that, within the 7th day, that is today, the Delhi police finally reached Patiala House Court and filed the charge sheet in the Sunanda Pushkar murder case. We are getting to know that the charges pressed are section 306 and 498A. These are the charges that the Delhi police has pressed, but we still don't know whether the Delhi police have named anybody. We are still getting information regarding the charge sheet. But the fact is, this is extremely significant in the Sunanda Pushkar murder case, because earlier the Delhi police had gone to the Supreme Court, and in 2 affidavits the Delhi police had said that they have finally come to a conclusion in the entire case. In the first affidavit, the Delhi police told to the Supreme Court that they have reached a conclusion, they have finished the investigation, and they'll file the final report. But in the second affidavit, the Delhi police officials told the Supreme Court that they had sent the final report to the prosecution wing for vetting, but the prosecution wing of the Delhi police had sent the file back, and they wanted certain changes to be made.
Right.
Now, we don't know what the changes were, but immediately after that, the Delhi police had said in their affidavit to the Supreme Court that within 7 days,
right, Prema, we'll cut across to Nalini.
File a charge sheet, and
we'll
now
cut across to Nalini. Prema, she has some
from,
breaking news information with her. Prema, we'll talk to Nalini about that breaking news update that she has for us.
House Court, the Delhi police officials landed.
Right, absolutely, Akshita. It's a massive development in the Sunanda Pushkar murder case, and like Prema was pointing out, even though the details of the charge sheet are not out yet, we know it's a 200-page charge sheet, and more importantly, except for section 306, they've also accorded section 498A of the Indian Penal Code, which talks about cruelty being accorded on a particular person by her husband. So once it comes to section 498A, we can actually go ahead and assume who the charge sheet is being filed against. But of course, till the details of the charge sheet don't come out, we're not going to make any assumptions. But clearly, like has been stated, section 306 as well as 498A. And if I could read out exactly what 498 says, it talks about husband or relative of a husband of a woman subjecting her to cruelty. So that is the section that has been provided in this particular charge sheet, on which the Delhi police has now moved the Patiala House Court with this charge sheet running into over 200 pages. So it is likely that this particular charge sheet is in fact against the husband of Sunanda Pushkar. But at the same time, we need to remember that this is a 200-page long charge sheet. So of course, there's a lot of evidence that the Delhi police has collected over this entire period of time through the last leg of their investigation, before which they've actually moved to the Patiala House Court with this particular charge sheet. So of course, we'll have to wait and watch exactly what the finer details of it are. But 2 sections that are confirmed coming in that have been relied on the Delhi police, by the Delhi police, are of course section 306, which is abetment to suicide, as well as section 498A, which talks about cruelty by the husband or by the relative of the husband.
Joining us from our Delhi studios, Prema has tracked the Sunanda murder case very closely. She's one expose after the other, led the investigation in the case, told you about the flip-flops, told you about the twists and turns, got before you incriminating evidence in the case. Prema, coming back to you, 2 very serious charges. We're also gathering some more inputs that are coming in. But if you could talk to us, talk to our viewers, tell them about the stories that you've broken on the Sunanda Pushkar case over the last 1 year, and now this charge sheet by the Delhi police that has faced immense flack for dilly-dallying, for delaying its investigation in the case.
Well, Sagarika, first things first, the most important news today is that the charge sheet in the Sunanda Pushkar murder case has finally been filed, and that too after 4 long years. The Supreme Court had wrapped the Delhi police and had asked the Delhi police to file the final report immediately. The Delhi police, following that, had filed 2 affidavits before the court, and in the first affidavit the Delhi police had said that they had come to a conclusion and they have finished their investigation in the Sunanda Pushkar case and that they would file the charge sheet soon. In the second affidavit, the Delhi police had said that the prosecution wing had wanted to make certain changes, and the final report was sent back to the Delhi police, and that within 7 days the Delhi police will file a charge sheet. And today is the 7th day, and the Delhi police has finally landed in the Patiala House Court, and they have filed the charge sheet. The charges that have been pressed by the Delhi police are extremely serious and significant. We are getting to know from our reporters on the ground, Shaban, Nalini, Rhythm, all of them confirming to us that it is 306 abetment to suicide and 498A, which is cruelty. I'm just going to read out the section 498A. It will just make us understand how significant this section is. 498A says, husband or relative of husband of a woman subjecting her to cruelty, whoever being the husband or the relative of the husband of a woman subjects such women to cruelty shall be punished with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 3 years and shall also be liable to fine. So Sagarika, these charges that have been pressed by the Delhi police is extremely serious and significant. But let's see if we can once again go across to Nalini, who is joining us from the Patiala House Court. Nalini, what else does the charge sheet say? Has the Delhi police named anybody in their charge sheet?
Well, interestingly enough, Prema, the kind of charges that the Delhi police has levied are clear as to who they are signifying to and exactly which person in this particular case is being charge sheeted against. But at the same time, we will wait for the details of the charge sheet to actually go ahead and give out even more details of exactly what it contains. But what we know for now for sure is that, of course, 306, which is abetment to suicide, and 498A, which is cruelty by the husband or the relative of the husband, are the 2 main sections that the Delhi police special investigations team that has gone ahead and filed this charge sheet before the Patiala House Court has relied on. Even more so, what we know is that they've also relied on extremely scientific as well as medical evidence. That's what we are picking up from our sources, that they've relied on the scientific and medical evidence that they've gathered during the course of their investigation to actually go ahead and file this charge sheet. So the kind of details that have actually come out after the kind of exposés that Republic TV has actually done, especially with the help of Dr. Sudhir Gupta, have definitely played a role in Delhi police actually going ahead and making this move of filing a charge sheet in this present case after almost 4.5 years, because they have relied on immense medical evidence as well as forensic evidence and scientific evidence to actually draft this entire charge sheet, which is now running into over 200 pages. What's even more crucial, Prema, is that the way the Delhi police has functioned in this entire case so far, with the amount of lapses and the kind of lethargy that the Delhi police has shown, because of which they have been pulled up by the court time and again. After that, when they are coming forth and actually filing this charge sheet that's running into over 200 pages, of course, it's a big...
Basically, final argument था. स्वामी जी ने जो पिछले बार जो आर्गूमेंट थे उनका रिबेटल करना था. आज कोर्ट ने हमारी सारी बातें सुनी आर्गूमेंट पे और नेक्स्ट डेट 26 मई को रखा है. ये सारे जो डॉक्यूमेंट्स थे, सारे जो हमारे एप्लीकेशन थे, उस पर ऑर्डर है. 26 तारीख को फाइनल ऑर्डर करेंगे
आज. लेकिन क्वेश्चन रेज किया है और जो डॉक्यूमेंट्स आपने जमा कराए हैं उसकी ऑथेंटिसिटी पे ही क्वेश्चन खड़े कर दिए.
नहीं, उन्होंने ऑथेंटिसिटी पे किया था. पहले बोला था इन्होंने कि जो आपने 294 पे जो एप्लीकेशन डाला है वो केवल प्लेन पेपर है, पर हमने जो आज डाला है वो सारी सुप्रीम कोर्ट में की सर्टिफाइड कॉपी है, जो उसमें एक्यूज नंबर 1 ने वहाँ पे अपील पे गए थे. वो सारे डॉक्यूमेंट्स हमने जो पहले डाला था उसकी सर्टिफाइड कॉपी आज मैंने डाला है.
Right, so our team of reporters joining us on this broadcast. Big development in the Sunanda Pushkar case. A charge sheet has been filed, 2 serious charges have been filed, and Shashi Tharoor has been named. We'll be going back to Prema, who's joining us from the Delhi studios. Prema, Shashi Tharoor has been named in Delhi Police's 200-page charge sheet. What does this mean for Shashi Tharoor? What does this mean for the Congress party?
Well, Sagarika, we're getting more information from our ground reporters, we're getting to know that Shashi Tharoor has been named in the charge sheet, and that the next date of hearing would be on 24th of May at around 3 p.m. And we're also hearing that in the next hearing, the court will summon Dr. Shashi Tharoor, Sunanda Pushkar's husband. Now, these are extremely significant developments in the Sunanda Pushkar murder case. The Delhi police finally filing the charge sheet in the Patiala House Court in the Sunanda Pushkar case and pressing charges which are extremely significant and important. 306 abetment to suicide, 498A cruelty by husband. These are the important charges that have been pressed by the Delhi police in their charge sheet. And we're also getting to know that the next hearing in the Sunanda Pushkar murder case is going to be on the 24th of May at around 3 p.m. And we're also hearing from our ground reporters Rhythm, Nalini and Shaban, who are informing us that in the next hearing, the court will summon Sunanda Pushkar's husband, Shashi Tharoor. And we're also hearing that Shashi Tharoor has been named in the charge sheet. So look at this, it's so significant that Shashi Tharoor has been named in the charge sheet filed by the Delhi police after 4 long years in the Sunanda Pushkar murder case. And we're also hearing that it is abetment to suicide and it is cruelty by husband. Now, earlier we spoke to the AIMS Forensics HOD, Dr. Sudhir Gupta, who had said that this is not a case of suicide, this is a case of homicide. But despite that, the Delhi police have gone to the court and they have watered down the entire case, and they have now pressed charges of abetment to suicide despite the person who conducted the autopsy telling the Delhi police that this is not a case of suicide and this is a case of homicide. But Sagarika, we are also hearing that once the charge sheet is filed under section 306, that is abetment to suicide, there is a scope for the Delhi police to again file an additional charge sheet, a supplementary charge sheet, pressing forth other charges. But the most important part here is that the charge sheet has been filed, Dr. Shashi Tharoor has been named. We are hearing that the next hearing in this case is on 24th of May and at around 3 p.m. and that it seems the court will also summon Dr. Shashi Tharoor. But let's also go across to Nalini and gather more information on this case. Nalini, what are you hearing from your sources within the Patiala House Court? What else does the charge sheet say?
Well, Prema, it's a massive blow coming in for Shashi Tharoor. After over 4.5 years, he has been named in this charge sheet that is running over 200 pages filed by the Delhi police today. And what we're getting to know is that the Delhi police has in fact relied on over 3,000 pages of documents, including medical evidence as well as scientific evidence as well as forensic evidence.